Bilang New Year special, hatid ng Mag-Agri tayo ang panayam sa kalihim ng Department of Agriculture na si Dr. William Dar na magpapaliwanag sa atin unang-una kung ano ang bagong pananaw at mga layunin ng DA.
Magandang umaga po sa ating mga viewers dito sa Mag-Agri tayo. At maraming salamat sa opportunity na ito para mai-explain ko po sa madla kung ano po yung bagong pananaw ng kagawaran ng pagsasaka. Ang ating vision ngayon sa agrikultura ay simple lang, a food secure Philippines with prosperous farmers and fishers. Ito po ay sana maintindihan natin na ang kagawaran with all our partners and stakeholders ay gawin po natin na ating bansa ay may sapat na pagkain at ito ay accessible, affordable at galing po sa local production, yun ang karamihan. Pero kung ano po yung kakulangan ay ito ay angkatin natin sa ibang bansa. Yun po ang ibig sabihin na itong Food Secure Philippines. The other part of the vision ay gusto natin na talagang tututukan natin ng ating mga magsasaka at mangingisda ay yayaman na sila. At ang ating target, per farm family, today the annual average income ay 100,000 pesos. In 5 years' time ay dodoblihin. Yun po ang target natin na with an increase of 20% every year so that in 5 years' time ay ang average farm family income annually ay 200,000 pesos. So with a vision of a food secure Philippines with prosperous farmers and fishers, we translate that into now our twin objectives of increasing productivity and increasing incomes of farmers and fishers. Now, translated sa ating Tagalog ay masaganang ani at mataas na kita.
Ayon kay Manong Willie, para maiangat ang antas ng ating agrikultura, 8 areas o paradigms ang dapat planuhin at iimplementa ng kagawaran.
Una, modernisasyon ng ating sektor ng agrikultura ay dapat ma-accelerate na. We need really to improve our efficiencies, kagaya yung paggamit na nga ng mga makinarya from land preparation hanggat makarating sa merkado. Pangalawang area ay we will have now to treat agriculture as an industry. So industrialization of agriculture is a must. We need to bring in more actively yung mga pribadong sektor na partner na doon sa mga farmers associations and or cooperatives, an arrangement na I feel it's a win-win arrangement that big brother, small brother partnership will be necessary so that the income that we so desire for farmers and fishers to have will be properly met. The third area ay itong tinatawag natin na farm consolidation. When you bring in the private sector, they need economies of scale. So bigger areas. You know pretty well that the present land holdings are too small, 1.6, 1.7 average siguro dito sa ating bansa. So you consolidate, and there are arrangements like block farming, cluster farming, cooperative farming, even state farming, which have been modeled properly in Indonesia and in Malaysia. ito ay talagang it is given the country more income, more wealth that have been created in the course of doing all these various win-win arrangement for farm consolidation. The fourth area is all about, build. You need to also have the best of rural infrastructure, farm-to-market roads, irrigation systems. Today, mayroon pa tayong 1.28 million hectares na kailangan i-develop yung irrigation systems, national irrigation systems. And at the rate government is spending or investing in the development of national irrigation system, the 1.28 million hectares will only be done after 20 years. So why can't we, accelerate that by way of bringing in private sector investors in national irrigation systems so that you can figure out plan that in the next 5 years ay itong lahat na 1.28 million hectares ay pwede mayroon ng irigasyon. Now, the other area or paradigm is what we call export development strategy. We need now to really systematically plan, increase the hectareages of those priority commodities na gusto natin makarating sa global market. So export development must now be a major area with which the department will partner with the Department of Trade and Industry, seeing to it that either raw or processed products will be meeting global standards. Other areas include increasing budgetary support by government to agriculture. And when they see government increasingly giving the budgetary support to the agriculture sector because we want the farmers and fishers really enhance not only their farming but their agricultural enterprises. Business is the way forward again. Then the private sector comes in much more aggressively and do engage in investing the setting up of rural industries, where the key production areas are located. The other area would now be all about roadmap development so that you can figure out and target at some point in time, 3 years from now, 5 years, 10 years, ano po yung, based on a long-term objective, we can really reach these targets by phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So, roadmap anchored on, again, a critical value chain analysis para sa ganon, you focus on the gaps that are obtaining in the process. Lastly, you need now to articulate and propose to the House of Representatives and or the Senate what are the legislative items or ideas that would need their institutionalization. Kailangan natin yung mga batas na susuporta dito sa agri-industrialization strategy natin ay nandun.
Maglilimang buwan pa lamang na naninilbihan si Manong Willie bilang kalihim ng Department of Agriculture. Subalit, marami nang nagawa ang kagawaran sa loob ng panahong ito na hindi lamang maiksi, kundi puno rin ng mga hamon.
Alam niyo, pagdating ko dito sa kagawaran ng pagsasaka ay ang daming mga problema na bumagsak. No? But Even with these big challenges, kagaya po ng pagbagsak ng palay prices at mataas na presyo ng mga bigas sa merkado. Pangalawa, yung ASF, African Swine Fever. At pangatlo, yung falling prices ng kopra. Mayroon ka pa idagdag doon yung fall armyworm sa mais naman. Now, we mobilize in regard to the palay prices, we mobilize the increasing capacity of the National Food Authority to have a rollover system of their 7 billion budget para may multiplier effect na 2 to 3 times. When we say 7 billion, at na-rollover yan, paikot-ikot po ito ng pagnenegosyo nila, buying, drying, then milling and selling, it may have 2 to 3 times multiplier effect. Number two, relatedly, we encourage maraming mga provincial local governments na magnenegosyo na rin, na bibili ng mga palay o magdadagdag ng incentive on top of what NFA is buying at the rate of, say, 19 pesos per kilo of dry palay with 14% moisture content. Mayroon rin tayong mga kooperatiba na kinausap at bibili na rin ng mga palay. And one thing to highlight here ay talagang todo suporta po ang Land Bank of the Philippines doon sa pagbibigay ng mga ayuda sa mga farmers. We gave the Sure Aid loan assistance to rice farmers tilling 1 hectare and below, 15,000 pesos, zero interest, payable in 8 years. Now, presently, yung unconditional cash transfer to rice farmers tilling more than 1 hectare up to 2 hectares at 5,000 pesos per farmer. So these are just parts of the measures that we have put up in terms of helping the rice farmers in general. Marami pa, kagaya ng RCEP. Yung RCEP naman, bagong programa out of the rice tariffication law. So RCEP is in operation now fully. We have distributed certified seeds of inbred rice through Philippine Rice Research Institute. We are in the process of having to buy also the machineries that will be distributed to the farmers associations or cooperatives. Yung training continues naman yan sa mga trainers training, sa mga rice farmers on the package of technology sa rice farming done by Agricultural Training Institute and TESDA together. And credit, as I've said, Land Bank of the Philippines is implementing this with the Development Bank of the Philippines. Number two, siguro, i-highlight ko na yung sa African Swine Fever. Now, alam ninyo, with the 1710 protocol, with the partnership that we have strengthened with the provincial and municipal governments, ay na-contain po natin itong African Swine Fever. Let me mention only 1% have been culled out of the total hog inventory that we have in the country. And if you compare the rate with which this disease is spreading at 20,000 heads per month, I mean, that's the count in terms of, you know, the number of pigs being depopulated, ay mas mababa kumpara mo sa mga ibang countries na mayroon ng ASF. Mayroon at the rate of 60,000, 100,000, even 400,000 for some countries. Now, doon sa sinabi ko na 1% na depopulate, ay only 18% ang may sakit. But with the 1710 protocol, lahat po yung baboy within the 1 kilometer, ay basta may apektado na baboy doon, we have to call out or depopulate. So, ganun po, we harness various stakeholders, the national hog raisers, yung lahat po ng stakeholders ay tumulong po sila lahat dito sa kagawaran ng pagsasaka. Ganun din sa pagbaba ng presyo ng kopra, may direct kopra marketing, may mga ayuda in terms of, say, intercropping, fertilization, and the like sa mga coconut farmers. Doon sa full armyworm ay ito makikita natin whether mag-spread pa. I think the latest report, almost 30 hectares have been affected in some provinces, but we are applying a mix of control measures, biological and chemical. And we feel we are succeeding in terms of managing, in terms of controlling this full armyworm as well. Now, ano pa yung ginagawa po natin? You know, we have really brought together yung mga key stakeholders of agriculture. Mas lalo yung mga pribadong sector, you know. We said government cannot do it alone. The private sector has to come in strongly to do things with government, much more in setting up itong mga negosyo sa countryside. We have also and will continue to reshape yung mga banner programs ng Department of Agriculture by way of bringing in this battle cry natin na masaganang ani at mataas na kita. There are other things other than what I have mentioned, but kagaya po yung programa ng Inclusive Agribusiness, and where the Youth Enterprise Program can be possible. Itong pwede na natin ibigay na programa na ayuda sa mga millennials, sa mga kabataan, para mag-start na sila sa pag-negosyo or matulungan na sila ng mga loan programs na naandyan sa Land Bank and DBP. Another thing to highlight, alam ninyo, we are in the process of strengthening our quarantine measures for all diseases, for all problems that may be brought about by, you know, trade and even smuggled items. You know, the cabinet, the president has already approved what we call setting up or construction of a first border facilities in our seaports, in our airports, para sa ganon ay ma-examine thoroughly yung mga dumarating po na imported items, mas lalo sa agriculture products and byproducts. Alam natin na mahal po ng ating Pangulo ang mga magsasaka at mangingisda. So everything possible that the government will plan for them will really redound for the benefit of these farmers and fishers.